G'day guys, you're back with MiracleMAX. Today we're replacing a cabin filter in a Ford Focus 2010 model with a 2 litre Duratec engine in it. So let's get into it. Below the glove box, which is this section here, is a little black cover. That's the fella that we need to remove. And guess what? There's a little surprise underneath for us. In actual fact, you can probably get away without removing that cover because mainly we have a fuse box that we have to drop. Yes, who came up with that brilliant idea? Use the max muscles there, come on. And that should drop down. Once we've lowered our fuse box down, it's sort of caught into a little hinge at the back there. We should be able to just dislocate it, take it out of its hingy type thing and get it out of the road. There we go. So that little fella in there is the cabin filter door that we need to remove. So it's a bit of a pain to access. They didn't really think this through when they did it. So we'll try and get that door off next. So trying to gain access to this panel is a bit of a pain in the hoo-ha. One of the problems is that you can't stretch the wiring at all, and you have to get to this wiring fella right at the back. And of course, you don't want to damage it, you want to be able to reuse it. So I've just used a scribe and gone like this and been able to walk it out like that. So I don't know, that'll give me a little more stretch on the cableage because it's a pain otherwise. And now of course, once I get my light out of your face, there we go. This bracket back here has to come off simply because of the fact that it's covering that door over there. Now, thank you very much, Ford. In all fairness, this has been made in South Africa. Not that that makes much difference because Ford, you got your name on it, mate. So yeah, I'll pull this panel off. That one across there, 2 bolts. They look like 12 or 13, I'd say. Just undo those two and that bracket should come forward. Then we gain access to our panel over the side there, that bloke just there, to put in our cabin filter. So with that big ugly looking bracket out the road, notice there's an arrow on it so you can put it back the right way. And it comes off those sort of round looking things over there. These fellas here, the 2 bolts over there. And this was in fact a 13mm socket size that you need. So the next thing we can do is head over this direction. This is so complex, isn't it? To that little door, little trap door, which has some Phillips head screws on it. I think I've got 1, 2, maybe there's more, I can't quite see at the moment. 3, 4, 5. God. What is it, Alcatraz? It's just holding a filter, dude, seriously. Anyway, those fellas have got to come off next. Well, I wouldn't classify that as one of the most funnest of experiences. That little trapdoor comes down. I think there was only 4 screws actually. What do we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 screws. And finally, the cabin filter. Let's see if we can actually see it first. There it is. Now let's pull it out and replace it. It hasn't been replaced in a number of years, so it's a good thing to do, especially in view of all the fires that we've had and viruses and all sorts of stuff. So we can pop him out like that. Oh goodness me, even just trying to get the stupid thing out on its own is a pain in the neck. Anyway, I'll get it out. It's quite a large cabin filter too, it's not a smallish one. I might have to put the camera down to put the other one back in because it's a little bit hard to do one-handed. To get it past all that fuse box, etc. So yes, that's the funnest part of my day. Ta-da, it's out. Yay! So yes, as usual, it's full of greeblies, hair and all sorts of stuff. So it definitely needed to be replaced. So, what's the new part number? In case I've never mentioned it before, not a sponsor, but they should give me a sponsorship, the advertising I do. So there's your part number for this particular vehicle. So we'll pop the new one in. Also, one thing to take notice of is the airflow direction. In this case it faces down. So it's going to face that direction because the fan is back here and it draws it through. So in actual fact it goes sideways that way. so it gets fitted that direction. So just keep an eye out for that little message there that says the airflow direction. Sorry I didn't show you the installation of the actual cabin filter, but with all that wiring spaghetti there, it's almost impossible to do one-handed. So you just sort of got to wiggle, 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 and then it fits into place nicely. That little trapdoor goes on next. So my little trapdoor is back in place there. I couldn't really show you, it's really hard to get to. 4 screws as I mentioned, and now we've got to stick back on this big bracket that holds the fuse box. But take note of this arrow, it has to go up, and then it has the hinges on the either side, and that's how you hook in the fuse box into those little hinges there. So I'll just bolt these in place. Remember that they were 13mm nuts, and once we've done that, we'll hook up the fuse box. Just a word of warning, when you put that big bracket in, you don't want to get any wiring caught in behind it. So what I did was put the bracket in behind all the wiring like this and feed it in that way. I found that quite easy to do. The next thing we need to do, apart from putting our wire back into that little connector, which is probably, you can't see it, can you? Seriously, Max, what are you doing? This fellow over here, there it is. Another thing, of course, you've got these brackets that have little hooky things in them, so they're like hinges. So don't get caught, because there's like 2 sections. There's a first section, then there's a back section over here. So what you've got to do is sort of put it into this one, then slide it up and kick it into that one. Otherwise, if you leave it in this one and pivot it up, the thing won't line up. So it's just to put it into place, and this one goes in first. It's easier to put this one in first, and then the second one over this side goes in next. So you can put that one in next, and that's the easiest way to do it, I've found. But don't forget, not this first loopy thing. You've got to push it into this second one right up the back, then your fuse box will lock into place. Don't know how good I can get this, but I've sort of got you guys wedged on the floor there. So I'll have a look and see if I can get this in just to show you. So that little bit over here, oh, you can't see it. Seriously, Max? So that hooks into that one, and this one over here, make sure all your wiring is out the road. That hooks into place like that. Then you kick it into the one further back, then this should just close, in theory, nicely. Put our little pins in. That's in that one, so that should go in fairly easy. Locks into place. Oh, goodness me. That's not your usual 5-minute job associated with a cabin filter, is it? Anyway, that is done, guys. Done and dusted. Nice fuse box in place as well. Don't disconnect any terminals. You're never sure of what's going to happen if you do that, particularly if the battery's still connected. Well, that was quite an exercise, wasn't it? But at least the cabin filter has been replaced to protect the customer's lungs from allergies and bits and pieces. Anyway, we're doing the proper maintenance schedule according to what the manufacturer has asked. If you did enjoy this video and it's helpful, you can stick it in your playlist. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like, feel free to comment down below. I've still got the rest of the service to do on this vehicle, so I better hook back into it. Until next time, guys, this is MiracleMAX signing off. I will catch you later.